Morning, fellas. Just want to go over 5 tools that I have that I've bought from either Harbor Freight or Amazon. Pretty inexpensive tools, but they're tools that I feel like as a mechanic or heavy equipment mechanic that you got to have. The first one being this. It's a digital test light, you'd call it. It's made by JTS Jastand, I guess you'd call it. I got this on Amazon. You can get them for anywhere from like $18 to $30. I think I saw a Lyle brand, maybe it was $40, but these Chinese ones, they do just fine. They're fantastic. They go 3 volts to 48 volts. So even on heavy equipment, you got 24 volt systems, it'll do that. Golf carts up to 48 volts. It does great. And it works, just like a test light. We'll go ahead and hook that up to the negative, put it up to positive, and it'll give you, light up showing it has voltage, and then it tells you the actual voltage. And it's just such a fantastic tool to have for diagnosing or whatever you're working on. So not much to talk about that one. That's what it does, and it does it really well. And this one I use almost every day. Wonderful tool to have. Next we'll go over, this one's from Harbor Freight. They call it an angle wrench set. Comes with 6 wrenches. This one's 1 7/8. We've got 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 1 3/8, 1 3/4, and 1 5/8 if I didn't say that one. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This set from Harbor Freight, $60. You cannot beat that. To get these size of wrenches, and for whatever you're doing, sometimes you need to modify a wrench, cut it down, bend it into an S or whatever you need to do to get the job done. And these $60, that's $10 a wrench. You're not going to go cut your $100 Snap-on wrench in half just to do something like that. It just makes it fantastic. Having the angle head on there, sometimes you're working on these hoses and stuff, you can't always get this end on it, but you can get that one. Always able to get it in there how you need to. They stand up really well. You can beat on them with hammers. The other one's got a little nick on it. This 1 7/8 I use a lot for putting on bucket pins on 992 loaders. They take it's 1 7/8 the nut, and you run it with the impact, so sometimes it slips off, and that's what that's cut up there for. But fantastic wrench set, nice and heavy duty. You don't ever have to worry about breaking these. If you're breaking them, you're trying too hard. Next up, we got, this is another testing thing. This is from Amazon as well. This is a battery, where'd it go? Battery tester, they call them. Like I said, this one's made by Topdon. It's the BT100 model. I gave $60 for this on Amazon. This one only does 12 volt batteries. It'd be nice if it did 6 volt, but like I said, it only does 12. And it'll test cranking amps, it'll test charging and cranking. So battery, charging, and cranking, yeah. So I'll give you a little demonstration how it works. This battery, I'm gonna hook it on. I just tested it earlier and it actually showed bad, and I could tell because my truck likes to crank slow. So hook that up to negative, this up to a positive, and so as soon as you hook it up, it turns on. It shows 12.87 cranking, or 12.87 volts. You hit enter. These are your different options you can do. You got the battery test, cranking test, charging test, and you can even review the data of the last battery you tested. I just tested this battery before this video, and it actually says to replace it. You can see it showed 12.91 volts and 740 cold cranking amps. So it's not actually down that far from what the battery is rated at. This is a 950 cold cranking amp battery. So I'll show you this. You go exit, we'll go up to battery test, and this is all the different batteries you can test: AGM flat plate, AGM spiral, gel, and EFB. This is a regular flooded, so it'll test cold cranking amps, DIN, JIS, EN, IEC, GB, SAE, whatever those are. I don't really know. If you guys know what they are, don't tell me, I don't care. MCA, DC1, and cranking amps. So we're gonna go cold cranking amps. It's got 950. It'll go all the way from 100 cold cranking amps to 2000 cold cranking amps. We'll do 950. It's testing, and you can see there, it'll from 950 to 740 cold cranking amps. This thing believes it's down 60%, so it should replace it. I've got 2 batteries. It still starts the truck, so I'm going to leave it. So that's that. This is a wonderful tool to have. You know, if you have starting issues and you've got several batteries on a piece of equipment, say like we have a 980 loader, it has 4 batteries. It's a 24 volt system. It runs 2 batteries, parallel to get the 24, and then it series to the 24 volt to 2 sets of batteries. So if you have like a starting issue, just isolate the batteries and you can figure out which one's going bad. So great tool to have. $60 on Amazon. Definitely recommend it. What we've got next, this guy. This is the Chief air hammer from Harbor Freight. I forgot to look this up for the video. I think I paid $120, maybe $140 for it. This is actually one of the first air hammers I've had. The one I had before this was just a little bitty guy I got at a yard sale for like 10 bucks. So it can't really compare. This is the .401 chuck. It comes with the quick adapter already installed when you buy it. Like I said, this is the first decent one I've had, so I can't really compare it to any other ones, but I can tell you that it hasn't not pushed out anything that I've told it to yet. If you guys want to know more about these, you can look up the Torque Test Channel's YouTube. He does a pretty good test against it, and I think it's either Mac or Matco, and they're like virtually identical, other than I think he said the trigger. Like I said, you can look up his video and watch that. Fantastic video. Definitely recommend that. But I would definitely recommend this tool to anybody starting out, you know, in the business, whatever, on a budget, just whatever. It's a fantastic tool, cheaper than a lot of the other ones on the market. Definitely recommend that. Lastly, from Harbor Freight, this I believe is called a service wrench kit or set. This is also from Harbor Freight, $60 Pittsburgh set. Yes, it's dirty. I do use my tools, which is weird, I know. But we call them in the industry here, we call them knocker wrenches. You can set it on a pipe fitting or something or anything and strike the end with a hammer, and works fantastic. This set goes all the way from 3/4, does not skip any sizes, up to 1 5/8". Excuse me. Fantastic set to have. Got a scraper going by. Bear with me. Anyway, fantastic set to have. Extremely affordable. Like I said, $60 for this set. And the stubbiness of them is just fantastic. You know, you break a big pipe fitting loose, and you can then turn it with this, and it does just fantastic. I love these. The only downside to these, I've noticed, as you know, I said, we call them knocker wrenches. You hit them with a hammer. They are not the thickest through this area, and you can tell that they're pretty thin. You can get the open end to flare out a bit if you hit it too hard or if using too much. I'm not going to call them weak, because I don't know if they're actually designed to be hit with a hammer, but they do really well until they open. If they open, smack them back a little bit and keep using it. If you need to, go buy another set. They're $60. So anyway, that's the tools, some of the tools that I use that I really love having. Use them all the time. Definitely affordable. If you guys have any other tools that you think that I need or that you want to share with anybody else, let me know and I'll give them a look. Thanks for watching.